Aragorn sat by the dwindling embers of his campfire. The smoke, a thin, ethereal ribbon, ascended into the night sky, a solitary sentinel against the vast expanse. Beside him, Umbreon, his loyal Pokémon companion, lay in a state of apparent slumber. Yet Aragorn knew better. Even in the deepest recesses of sleep, his friend's acute senses remained attuned to the subtle shifts in the wilderness surrounding them. The remainder of Aragorn's team rested within their respective Pokeballs, a testament to their readiness for any challenge. Only Corviknight, a silent, imposing silhouette against the moon, patrolled the heavens, a vigilant guardian keeping watch over their camp. For 8 long years, Aragorn and his Pokémon had endured the wild, tirelessly pursuing the elusive creature known only as Gollum. Gandalf the Grey Wizard had regretfully abandoned the absurd quest months prior, called away by other more pressing obligations that demanded his formidable attention. But for Aragorn, surrender was not an option. A deep, unwavering conviction resonated within his heart, a primal instinct that urged him onward. He knew with a certainty that transcended logic that finding Gollum was paramount, a critical link in the chain of events yet to unfold. He was committed to seeing it through, no matter the personal cost. Suddenly a shadow descended from above. Corviknight, with a swift, purposeful dip of his mighty wings, delivered the unmistakable signal. Gollum had been spotted. Instantly Aragorn and Umbreon were on their feet, their movements synchronized and precise, a testament to the years of shared understanding and countless battles fought side by side. Umbreon, a blur of dark fur, streaked into the dense woods, a silent hunter pursuing its prey. Simultaneously, Aragorn's hand moved to his belt where his collection of black Pokeballs rested, each one a dormant reservoir of power. Grabbing one with precise ease, he flung it forward, and with a flash of light, Sceptile materialized, its emerald scales shimmering under the pale moonlight. With a subtle, almost imperceivable signal from Aragorn, Sceptile vanished into the tangle of the trees, moving with an astonishing speed that seemed to defy the very laws of the forest. Aragorn, fueled by a surge of adrenaline, sprinted after them, his strides long and powerful. After a few heartbeats, he caught up with Umbreon, who had wisely slowed down its pace, allowing its human companion to close the distance once Sceptile, with its unmatched agility, had surged ahead. A few minutes later, the tree line gave way, and Aragorn and Umbreon emerged from the oppressive confines of the forest. Before them lay the dead marshes, a desolate, treacherous expanse of murky water, tangled roots, and spectral mist. It was a place where few dared to venture, and fewer still ever returned. Aragorn had, on several previous occasions, lost Gollum's trail within the labyrinth depths of the marsh. It seemed the creature possessed an innate, almost supernatural knowledge of its treacherous pathways. For a week Aragorn had painstakingly scoured the marshes, hoping to capture a local Pokémon rumored to inhabit the area, believing that such an ally might possess the wisdom to navigate this perilous landscape and finally pinpoint Gollum's hidden lair. As Aragorn and Umbreon stepped into the ominous embrace of the dead marshes, a wave of despair threatened to engulf him. If Gollum had already disappeared into its watery labyrinth, then the hope of ever finding him seemed to recede into the deepening gloom. But then his gaze lifted, and he noticed Corviknight, no longer soaring at his dizzying altitude, now circling lower in the sky, and then he heard it. A piercing, guttural scream echoed across the desolate expanse. Renewed with a surge of purpose, Aragorn and Umbreon redoubled their efforts, pushing deeper into the marsh. Moments later, they came upon Sceptile. The grass-type Pokemon was radiating raw energy, its arm spikes glowing with an ethereal green luminescence, elongating and sharpening until they resembled horned blades. Sceptile was using these formidable extensions to keep a small, agile creature at bay. Aragorn had never laid eyes on Gollum before, but the creature before him perfectly matched Gandalf's vivid description gleaned from Bilbo Baggins' tale. The instant Umbreon caught sight of Gollum, it accelerated with astonishing speed, cutting off any potential escape route for the cornered creature. As Aragorn finally arrived, Gollum, a pitiful, shriveled form, curled into a tight ball, muttering incoherent fraction words to himself. "Septile, use Frenzy Plant," Aragorn commanded, his voice firm and resonant. Immediately Septile channeled its immense power into the boggy ground beneath them, and with a violent surge massive vines erupted from the earth. The thick, sinuous tendrils snaked around Gollum, binding his arms and legs together in an inescapable embrace. As soon as the bindings was complete, Aragorn, with a swift, decisive motion, drew his sword and severed the vines. Septile, at his command, caused them to reduce back into the earth, leaving no trace of their momentary appearance. "What does it want with us, precious? What does the nasty human want?" Gollum whined, his voice a raspy whisper, as Aragorn, accompanied by Umbreon and Septile, approached him. "I want nothing from you, but a friend of mine wishes to speak with you," Aragorn stated, his gaze unwavering as he waved Corviknight down from the sky. From his pack Aragorn produced a pen, ink, and a sheet of paper. With a few swift strokes he penned a cursive message to Gandalf, informing him of Gollum's capture, and that he was taking the creature to the Wood Elf realm in Mirkwood, instructing the wizard to meet him there. Sealing the letter with a practiced hand, Aragorn placed it into a small cylinder container attached to Corviknight's leg. "Quickly, to Gandalf! With all speed, my friend," Aragorn urged, his voice conveying the urgency of the mission. With a powerful beat of its magnificent wings, Corviknight launched itself into the sky, soaring westward, a dark harbinger against the fading light. Turning from the sight of Corviknight's departure, Aragorn walked over to Septile, who remained vigilant, its sharp gaze fixed on Gollum. "Well done, old friend. Without your incredible speed, we would never have caught him," Aragorn praised, a genuine smile gracing his lips. He then retrieved Septile's Pokeball from his belt. "Get some rest." With a flash of red light, Septile returned to its Pokeball. Replacing Septile's ball, he then grabbed the Mudsdale's Pokeball and tossed it into the air, releasing the powerful equine Pokemon. Grasping one end of the sturdy vine still tied around Gollum's bound hands, Aragorn secured the other end to Mudsdale's saddle. Drawing his sword once more, he severed the vines around Gollum's legs, allowing the creature to walk, albeit with an air of reluctant compliance. "I recommend you walk fast," Aragorn advised, his voice devoid of malice but firm in its resolve, as he hoisted himself into Mudsdale's saddle. Turning, Mudsdale began to trot, Umbreon falling into a steady pace beside them, and Gollum, spurred by the implied threat, scrambled along behind. As they finally left the oppressive expanse of the dead marshes behind them, Aragorn turned Mudsdale northward, setting a course for Mirkwood and the elusive ancient realm of the Wood Elves. The arduous journey had only just begun.